Good morning, Porch Chronicles. How y'all doing out there? I haven't been on in a few days. I'm sorry. But I'm in my last semester of school, and I have the hardest coding class. I'm in the hardest one, and I also have a lab with it. So y'all know I've been overwhelmed since last semester when I didn't almost pass that class. So they let my boyfriend go home from the hospital last night. He did have a stroke last Wednesday. They would have let him out by Friday, but they couldn't because they had to put a defibrillator vest on him because he has to have a defibrillator put in his heart in the next 3 weeks. So he couldn't leave the hospital until they could monitor him 24 hours a day. That's neither here nor there. He knew what to do when he had a stroke. He was having a stroke on the phone with me. I already had called the ambulance and everything, so shout out to him being educated on stroke because he had a couple of aunts and uncle that had him, and they all lived from him. They all were able to recover 100% like he's going to. He already has. I mean, he still has to go to physical therapy, but he walking and using the bathroom by himself and all of that, and he can eat. And he ain't nothing happened to his brain. Nothing happened to his thought process or anything like that. Grateful for that. But I am overwhelmed by school. When I talked to my therapist last Tuesday, I told her, mentally, I'm afraid. So, semester started March the 1st, and I'm so scared with this being my last semester. I'm thinking of calling my advisor and being like, look, I'm going to take one class this semester and one class next semester because I really need to just go over the whole course again because let's just put it this way. All 3 of them books are for one class. And those are all 3 of the books I've been studying since last February. I can't remember all that stuff anymore. The stuff that I got all A's and B's on, now I don't remember it. So when I was in the tutoring class on Thursday night, I was telling her I'm overwhelmed. She was like, don't give up on yourself. It's going to be like that. Do you know I just found out I'm not going to be a master coder for 3 to 5 years. Now, like I said, when this course started out, I was acing that jump. When we got to PCS, hardest coding in the freaking world. And that's what she was telling me. I do have to go take the test in a building. And 200 questions in 2 hours, I couldn't even get 80 done in 3. I would have got a B on that final if I could have finished it, but I got a C because 15 questions I couldn't answer because I ran out of time. And that's what I told her. I said, I'm so overwhelmed right now. I don't see how I'm going to do 200 questions in 20 minutes. And we can't use our phone. We can't Google anything. I can't remember. Do you not realize to code, you have to know what part of the body they're talking about? Baby, I don't remember all that no more. They taught us that first freaking semester. So she was like, you just gonna have to read. You're gonna have, and she was like, by the time you graduate, it should be like 2 months before you have to take a test. So you're gonna need to code every day. You're gonna need to do practice tests. You're gonna need to. I was like, oh my God. And then from my understanding, I gotta talk to my advisor. My school pays for me to go the first time, but then after that, if I fail, I have to pay out of pocket to get certified. I could take the test over and over again, but I don't want to. So my therapist was telling me last week, it's time for you to sit down with that part of you that don't believe that you're going to succeed, and talk to that girl, talk to that person, tell her where y'all at, tell y'all where y'all been. It's time for you to heal that part of you. And I'm like, man, I'm just overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed. want to start going back to the gym all the time. I ain't been but once because then I hurt my arm. I want to go tonight. I don't know. Look, this the part I don't want to put on here. This the part I don't want to talk about, but I got to talk about it because it's real. And I got to work through this. Like she said, you done came this far. Ain't no need in giving up on yourself. She was like, you're not going to be a master coder for years. I'm like, but how they going to give us a test with 200 questions and expect us to pay? We can't touch nothing. All we can use is these books manually. And these books are huge. You see how big they are? I love you, Porch Chronicle.